Guys, this is William with another video for Play-agricola.com's YouTube channel and twitch.tv/play_agricola. I'm playing an EIK WM France deck G456 game with Lumen, Fiscus, and Pain. Let's take a look at some of these G6 cards. We've got Cactus Farmer. Can build a stable. Village Head, one card from your hand to get a building resource, that's okay. Drunkard, start of each round pay a food. Move one of your people from take a grain to an unoccupied space, so you're paying one food to get a grain, sort of. Yeah, animals, nah. Yeah, none of these look all that good. Delivery Man's okay. Best card probably Cactus Farmer. Building some stables is fun. Probably Treasure Hunter here. I like Treasure Hunter quite a bit. The rest of these cards are pretty weak. Rent Keeper. You have an empty room, you get a building resource and a food. That's okay. I think I like Treasure Hunter better. Although getting wood and food is good. Maybe I should take Rent Keeper. I do like Treasure Hunter, but oh, okay, here we got some better cards. Probably Hut Builder is going to be the answer. Although Good Friend is something. But yeah, Hut Builder, pretty easy pick. Goes with my Rent Keeper. And wow. Wood Collector, definitely. Here are where the better cards were. The better cards were in the third and fourth packs. All right, let's open up. Get rid of the address bars on the rest of these. There we go. Yeah, I did because I did go back and check out the last video I made, and it was like so much better being able to see my whole hand, like for basically the whole game. It's far preferable. So. All right. Okay, we're starting to look more like the way I want it to. That's pretty close. Alright, so Wood Collector and Hut Builder are better two cards. Cactus Farmer I'm pretty meh about. I mean, if I can build 4 stables with it, great. If I can't, then eh. I think the idea with Cactus Farmer is you want to use the Reno plus major space in order to build minor improvements and get a stable as compensation. Now, if you do that, you end up not building as many major improvements, but considering I have Hut Builder plus a pretty strong reason to renovate to stone and then 4 stables, I should be able to get a lot of points without having all that many major improvements. Like, I'll probably just need a cookie hearth and that will be enough. Oh, excuse me. Well, I've seen a couple reasons to go to stone early, so I wonder if I should take a master fencer here. Because rent keeper gives you a second resource if you are in stone. But hut builder doesn't like you being in stone. So yeah, village head. I can throw away all my cards, turn them into resources, make them more useful that way. Because I'm not that happy. Like, wood collector is good, hut builder is good, but I'm not really that happy with the rest of them. Rent keeper's the kind of card that if it pays off a lot, then it can be nice, but if you're in a situation where it pays off a lot, that's not really that desirable. So I need to open my window. It's stuffy in here. Well, I don't think I want to pass farmer to the conservator Reno combo. I think that would be pretty bad. But smuggler is a better card. But I might not play either. I am thinking that I'll get extra wood though. Like wood collector, cactus farmer, village head, all those cards can get me wood. On the other hand, farmer could pay out a boar and 3 cattle for an early stone reno strategy. There's the conservator, so I don't have to worry about that strategy anymore. Okay, and traveling salesman actually with cactus farmer is a good combination, right? Could have allowed you to play a major improvement instead. Yep. So traveling salesman plus cactus farmer is a thing. Merchant plus cactus farmer is a thing. Conservator plus rent keeper, sort of. Traveling salesman looks fine. I'm gonna make sure I scroll all the way over. This is interesting. There's some quite good cards here. Storage shed plus cactus farmer. I'd have a really strong incentive to build 7 minor improvements. Big giant stone house. Sleeping corner plus smuggler is something, although I think I won't take sleeping corner because I'm going to do a big house, so sleeping corner is not as relevant. Private forest is a good card. Absinthe is a good card. Boarding school, if you can make it work, can do some really silly stuff. I think boarding school is not that good with my occupations because a lot of them are pretty early. Ox goad is something. I'm thinking writing desk or absinthe or private forest. And I think I have a lot of ways to get wood, so I'm thinking writing desk or absinthe. Storage shed is really good too, but I think storage shed might come back. So if storage shed might come back, then a card like absinthe is really phenomenal. Although excuse me, I'm not sure if I got to the mute button in time on that one. Writing desk to play traveling salesman and cactus farmer together would be pretty exceptional. And I could get all my miners out like really quickly. Yeah. Alright. Writing desk it is. Okay, White Kingdom, no thank you. Oyster recipe. Whenever we take fishing, can have a pair of animal on my farmyard breed. That's interesting, but not going to take it. For me, it's between Tuileries Garden and Rope Fences. Rope Fences is pretty appealing because a card like Rent Keeper could get me reed very easily. Tuileries Garden gets you crops. This is kind of a hard one. I don't really need Smuggler if I play Tuileries Garden, but then I could just throw away Smuggler with Village Head or something like that. Rope fences. Do you read into a bunch of wood? Yeah, this is a pretty exceptional card for me, I have to say. Like, the thing about doing a big... Okay, so let's break this down. So if I'm a big house, that means I have lots of actions. So going on the one crop action is not that big a deal. But the plow on field space is often very contested late in the game, so then I'm not getting value out of my lots of actions. So that's where I think rope fences is better. Coarse grain. 2 wood or 2 clay into 3 food. That is something. Like wood collector, cactus farmer, but that conversion is not really that good. A card like Petting Zoo, however, is really excellent. It's a lot of points. And points are good. Oh man. Oh man. Well, I don't think I can take imported timber. Crop crib is interesting. Very interesting. Especially with grain elevator sitting there. Dual field. I think what I'm doing here is taking... I think I'm actually taking honeymoon here. Or do I take grain elevator? Grain elevator is a pretty good way to feed if I build a stone oven. Should be able to get the stone from Rent Keeper. Honeymoon might... this is the only time I'm seeing this pack. Darn. I would like to see this pack a couple times. Stone cart is something. Stone cart is pretty nice. Stone cart gets me my stone for my big house. Grain elevator. Grain elevator is just a great card. Pretty hard not to take a card like grain elevator. I mean, honeymoon is good too. So boarding school, private forest, storage shed all came back. Storage shed is the pick. I want to play all 7 of my minor improvements, definitely. Fortunately, I can't rebuild the storage shed stable, rebuild it, but yeah, if I had a way of building more than like turning my stables into something useful, then I would be really, really happy with what position I'm in, but I'm not in that spot at the moment. This looks like oyster recipe, might be a free resource in a stable, even if it's not worth any points. I'm pretty happy with how this is looking. Cattle market, interior design, or plain. All of these are pretty bad, but interior design. Interior design with traveling salesman might be something, with storage shed might be something. Turning a wood into 3 food is a pretty good conversion. But yeah, my last 2 miners definitely not as worthwhile to play, but so what I'm thinking is so cactus farmer, you play a minor improvement with an action, you can build a stable for free. Okay, so I can't play cactus farmer and then storage shed. That doesn't work. I have to already have the stable built. So I'm building a room normally. So like my first 2 occupations are like wood collector, hut builder, that I'm building a room normally with a stable, and then I can do something like cactus farmer, storage shed from there. Cactus farmer writing desk or something. If I could play cactus farmer writing desk and then play a second occupation, that would be pretty good. If I could play cactus farmer plus traveling salesman or something. But I'm not sure if that works. So we're going to have to see. Actually, I could look at you know what? That would work. That would come into play for businesswoman. So we might have an answer on that. Compendium. Because yeah, businesswoman. Writing desk. That's what I should be looking at. Oh, doesn't say. It doesn't say if it works with businesswoman, but I assume it does. I assume my first occupation could play cactus farmer writing desk, and then second action could be an improvement. So I'm playing something here, and I'm playing wood collector. Wood collector is like the best round one action, pretty much. It's just so good. So if you're watching live, I am keeping an eye on Twitch chat, so feel free to ask questions or make comments or anything. Be happy to respond. Here's a mushroom collector for pain. I wouldn't have minded that card. I need quite a bit of early food. The dream play with Storage Shed is that you can hold off on playing a minor improvement until you've got Storage Shed out. But the problem with that is that you're going last for like a really long time. Or you're not able to take the start player space for a long time. Like for example, this move coming here. I'm going to have the choice of start player, something like oyster recipe, or, well, not oyster recipe, interior design would be my only option. Oh, no, Payne's not giving me that choice. Okay, yeah, I'm actually quite happy about that. I'm happy to take 2 clay and have a shot at the first fireplace. Yeah, Lumen's saying interesting. I agree. Payne start player, nothing. I guess he really wants that 2 read, maybe? But that's good for me, definitely. Payne doing that. Excellent, 1 sheep. Really excellent. So I'm happy to build a fireplace with my second action this round. So my first action should be... I mean, I could even traveling salesman here. Peace worker, okay. To read. Nah, what am I thinking? I want reedstone food. Reedstone food. I already said I need lots of early food, so yeah, reedstone food, the superior action there, or I expect it to be. I do have the option of doing something like traveling salesman. Or I could cactus farm. I could cactus farm to build the thing. Although the problem with cactus farm is it'll make my writing desk really late. Yeah, so I don't need to rush out cactus farm. Just 2 clay, major, minor is fine. So Payne plays Peace Worker, which lets you pay 1 food to buy an extra thing when you're going on the space. And Lumen plays Treasure Hunter, which Treasure Hunter is a nice card. I think I took Rent Keeper over it, but I was debating. So he's using Peace Worker plus Mushroom Collector together. Well, I will very happily build the 2 clay oven, or 2 clay fireplace, and snap up 3 sheep for 6 food in round 4. Very happy to do that. Lumen uses his Treasure Hunter to get an early read, which is fun. I would expect Payne goes on the Reedstone food space next. Because he can buy... Oh, here we have homework from Fiscus. Okay. I'm not crazy about using homework in stage 1, especially not for your first occupation, which could be free, but it might be fine. So he plays a bunch of resources. So he's turned his reed into other resources, into mostly wood and clay. And stone, and he gets 1 of the reed back, probably. That's good. So what I'm really hoping to see... Oh, wrong card. What is he going to play instead? What I'm really hoping to see is I'm hoping to see passing miners. I'm hoping Payne sends me some passing miners because that's where you can really get the value from Storage Shed and Traveling Salesman. Because the thing about Traveling Salesman is it's not normally possible to double build all that many. It's not usually worth it to double build all that many minor improvements. So he's not playing Deliveryman, he's playing Building Planner. Oh, okay, this one. This is the one that lets you do stuff for less wood. Lumen says those all seem fine. Yeah. Yes. 1 stable on the space for round 6, 4 fences on round 8, and a wood room on round 10. I need to turn on my fan. It's hot in here. It's getting to be that time of the year, although we've had a pretty mild June so far, I have to say. There are 2 4-wood actions, which are nice. I need to get my hut builder out still. This Lumen's farm is a little wide, taking up more room than it needs. Okay, here we go. So here's the reason. So Payne's first 2 cards were all about getting extra value from the wood space, while this drunkard is going to get him extra value from the grain space as well. So that's really good. I'm happy to take a 4-wood action. Hopefully expensive occupation comes back to me. It might not. Yeah. So Payne's plan is have one action that gets you a bunch out of the grain space and then a bunch out of a wood space. So we might even see a card like Apple Picker from Payne. We might see a card like what else benefits from the grain space? I don't know. But I'm certainly less interested in playing Green Elevator now. I mean, it's probably still fine. I could probably use it to get always use it to get 2 grain, but to get 3 grain is totally playable. Like, use Grain Elevator to get 3 grain once is totally playable. Payne plays Dre. Whenever you use a person's action to take exactly 1 building resource, you can get an additional building resource of your choice and 1 food. So, yeah. That is fantastic with Peace Worker. Lets you use some really low value actions, which can be really nice. So I could take another 4-wood action here, and 4-wood actions are great. But I think I want to get my hut builder off so that I can be safe and know that nobody is going to be able to jump me. Or, yeah, I don't want to be blocked out of that hut builder space. That would be pretty sad. So happy to just play Wood Collector there. So now, ideally, I can play Cactus Farmer. Cactus Farmer plays Writing Desk, and then Writing Desk plays Rent Keeper. That's what I'm looking at right now. Which might mean that Storage Shed doesn't get played. I would like to play Storage Shed. If I could, that would be better. We'll have to see. I'm not sure that some of these cards are going to be worth playing. Like, I'm not sure Village Head will be worth playing, because it might only be like 2 or 3 resources. So Lumen took that last space. So the sheep is available, but I don't see anyone else with any kind of incentive to steal it. So I think Reedstone Food here is fine. Sets me up to build a room in round 5. I think Traveling Salesman would be like quite a good card if it gave you, like, so what we've seen is Traveling Salesman is weak, but the cards that have come after it that let you do stuff with messing up with minors and majors, those cards are good because they also give you an opportunity to play an improvement. The big issue is Traveling Salesman, you play it as an occupation and you don't actually get benefit from it until a later action, which is the way almost all occupations work. But specifically that one, where why don't you just use the initial occupation space to build the improvement that you wanted to. So that hurts it quite a bit, I think. Lumen going for the clay. 6 clay is an excellent action. Okay, so Payne is doing his green drunkard play. So we'll probably see him go to the 2 wood space, I would think. I guess it doesn't really matter what he does too much because this move is pre-selected for me. Feed 4. So if I could, I would like to build the first room, but I'm pretty sure Fiscus is going to build a room here with his last move. need to be right back. I'm just going to grab a quick drink of water. So, of course, Fiscus did his build room and Payne did his mushroom collecting. Not too surprised by that. So we have Stone come in round 5. Not Reno, not Family Growth. There's 3 read available, so if Payne passes me 3 read, I should take it, but I'm pretty sure he's going to be taking it himself. Yeah. Unless he decides that pieceworking on the Reedstone food space is that much better. He might. It's possible. But I'm pretty sure that 3 read is going to be too good to pass up. Oh. Oh, wow. I'm surprised by that. I'm really surprised. Yeah, I will very happily take 3 read and look at building 2 rooms at once. Yeah. So like he's getting the drunkard seems to be action neutral right now because he's paying a food for the drunkard to get a grain from the peace worker. Now, of course, if he plays anything that lets him convert grain into better than 1 food, then he's getting better than action neutral. But right now, drunkard is only action neutral for him. But of course that changes as soon as he plays like anything that lets him convert grain to food. Well, Lumen is going to build a room. I would like to build a room. I think what I do here is I cactus farm, play writing desk, play village head, and then I use village head to throw away a bunch of stuff. And it also helps me to be able to build 2 rooms at once next round, which I think is a position I want to be in. I also want to be able to play Rent Keeper. If I'm going to build 2 rooms at once, definitely want to be playing Rent Keeper. So, okay, let's do it. So I play Cactus Farmer, get a stable because I play Writing Desk, and then I pay another 2 to play Village Head, and then I'm going to throw Oyster Recipe onto the board to get a wood. Lumen says, I don't think Writing Desk will let you immediately play the second occupation. Hmm. So I'm saying businesswoman plus writing desk isn't covered, so not in the traditional compendium. But what if I search through the rules? Definitely not allowed in AG2. Yeah, just unfortunately, if it's not in the compendium, it's too there's too much to it. Okay, I don't have to play it that way. So that means do I just play Cactus Farmer? Okay, I can just play Cactus Farmer, keep the stable sheep, and take Oyster back to my hand. Yeah, I don't know. I could see it both ways. I mean, I thought it worked. Writing desk. Play two, one after another. So like I play one, then writing desk is in play, and then the second one it comes after. So I guess the idea is once writing desk is in play from Cactus Farmer, I haven't actually. Um, that's the issue. Is that does writing desk have to be active before I take the action? So if that's the case, then that's fine. I guess it's similar to Cocotte plus Quarry. Anyways, it's not a big issue. It just makes my game a tiny bit slower. Alright, let's see if. Oh, looks like Lumen's got Field Doctor. He might have Field Doctor plus Crop Crib. If he has that combination, that's something. But of course, Field Doctor, like Crop Crib, gives you another room, so the person would move into that other room. Do I want to force myself to get stable blocked? Nah, no, I'll play 2 occupations here. Get them out, and then second action room. That's fine. Also, if he does have Field Doctor, it'll make his Field Doctor a lot more difficult. So I have to play Village Head because I want to get rid of something like Oyster Recipe and to get a wood. And then I will play Rent Keeper. And then next action can be 2 rooms because I can throw away another card to get a wood. I can throw away Interior Design to get a wood, or Storage Shed. Yeah, Storage Shed looking minor for 3 wood is not really anything. So throwing away Interior Design is fine. And storage. I'll throw away Interior Design and Storage Shed probably. And then I'll play Traveling Salesman. And I just won't play that many minors. I'll just play majors. I'll play my 3 minors, my rope fences, my petting zoo, my grain elevator, and get my 4 stables, and that's it. And I'll throw away the last 2 cards. That's fine. So Lumen's feeding will be a little... Well, he'll have to play his Field Doctor with his second action here. So if Fiscus is paying attention... Oh, actually he can't. He doesn't have enough food. He can't block the occupation space. Yes, I could throw away Smuggler, Traveling Salesman. I don't need to play them. Although Traveling Salesman does make getting my stables a lot easier. Either way, we'll throw away Interior Design. Build 2 rooms. And then I get stuff from Rent Keeper. So Rent Keeper gives me a building resource and a food. So do I start taking stone here? Or do I start taking wood? Probably wood. It'll be easier to get stone than it will be to get wood. And there's Field Doctor, of course. So I get a food and a wood. So I'm really hoping I get past some minor improvements because they would help me a lot. Because I'm going to throw away a bunch of minors. Viscous plays Cornrick here. Okay. Kind of unusual. So I wonder if Lumen took Crop Crib. If he did, he's got to start accumulating crops, and then have a way to build 2 rooms at once. Now, if he doesn't have a way to build 2 rooms at once, then there's no need. But yeah, people still first pick Field Doctor. I'm not that sold on it. I mean, there's some amazing combos, but I don't know. I just think there's so many ways to plow that I don't necessarily see it as being excellent. Nice thing about the double room build, Rent Keeper is going to activate for like the next 7 rounds. Or 6 at least. It'll at least be 6 rounds. Because it'll probably activate in round 11 and round 12. Because in all likelihood I'm not getting my 5th person earlier than round 12. Maybe not even round 13. And in fact, delaying growing from round 12 to round 13 would save me would get me an extra 2 food and a building resource. So that might be a worthwhile choice. Wow, there's some excellent wood actions here. And I definitely can afford to take them because there's good food actions as well. So if Pain passes me 6 wood, yes please. But 5 wood would be pretty much as good. And my second action will be a food grab. I guess I have rope fences. Yeah, I shouldn't be taking that. I shouldn't be taking any more wood from Rent Keeper. How much wood do I need? So I need 6 for my 3 miners, and then I need so 8 additional fences. So if I'm fencing 15, then I need 7, of course. 7 plus another 6. So I only need 8 more wood in total for the rest of the game. Unless, of course, I'm going to convert wood to grain with Smuggler, which I might. It's an option. My other option is... and getting a reed is more efficient than getting 1 wood from rope fences. So feed 4, I can split 1 between my house and my stable. Yeah, unfortunately I didn't get any really great rewards for a big house. Like, I don't have anything that gives me points per room, unfortunately. But I should still have a really strong farm. So I'm not too worried about that. So Fiscus should be family growthing here. So then what am I doing? 3 stone probably? 3 stone into traveling salesman. Oh, I should collect my, sorry. Fiscus is playing Flea Market. That makes me happy because Flea Market is a pretty reasonable passing miner. But I want Pain to pass me so I can village head more things. Stone oven here for pain. Alright, that means the well is wide open for me. But only if I take 3 stone here. So do I want to take 3 stone? Probably. Yeah, playing with stone oven. So now the drunkard is starting to be worth more. But of course, I think it's just going to be, everything's just going to come so late for him. Like, the family growth is going to be difficult the entire way for Pain. Yeah, I could build a Basket Maker's Workshop. Basket Maker's Workshop plus Rent Keeper seems pretty nice, because turning reed into food is like the most efficient way to turn building resources into food. And the well would be nice, but the well's not as much food, and I'm going to need a ton of food really quickly. Yeah, because if I get a food reed, although that wouldn't give me time to build another. I would really like to make room for more stuff. Yeah. Alright, let's try this. I think this Traveling Players is going to be worth it. And then Smuggler, I think I'm just going to throw away Smuggler. I think I don't need it. I can grab another food and a reed and then build the Basket Maker's Workshop. What's Lumen getting a stone from? Oh, from plowing, I see. Oh, what? How did he start player? Was Lumen already the start player? Oh, wow, I just passed what Lumen 7 would. Yeah, I never would have passed Lumen 7 wood. Oh my god, because I'd probably just lose to Lumen now. Darn. That's irritating. I mean, I can take 4 wood. Let's do this and get a stable. No, if I get a stable, I can't build Basket Maker's Workshop. I think it's still okay. Yeah, I think that's still okay. I don't get another stable. I really want my sheep to breed here. So I really want my second action to be major, minor, something. Or not. I guess it doesn't have to be. Like the relative gain, what's the relative gain is not that big. Like especially compared to a 6 clay action. Although Fiscus is probably picking up the clay, let's be real here. Yeah, Lumens start classification wheel. Yeah, so Lumen's in a nice spot. Especially if Lumens start play around 11 and family growth is round 12, it's Lumen wins for sure, I would say. Let's see if Payne takes the clay here. I think he needs food, so my guess would be that he takes food, but you never know. Yeah, so I could major minor rope fences or major minor grain elevator and then breed a third sheep. But 6 clay is a pretty excellent action. Hard to pass up on 6 clay. So food and a reed to feed. And I'll get a FR back at the start of next round. Yeah. I mean, I can always let something else breed. Like, if I can get 2 cattle round 11, I'll be in a pretty good spot, too, I think. It's got Cheapskate here. Cheapskate letting him play another minor improvement as well as an occupation. Cheapskate especially nice for getting your played improvement, played occupation count up, as well as getting that instant payoff from the miner. The fact that you can get those high value miners out a little bit earlier is quite nice. And absinthe. Alright. Payne is putting out food to drunkard. Room save a wood, yep, and absinthe. Where's the absinthe going? One wood. Okay, I'm pretty sure Lumen's just gonna snap take that action now, but that's okay. Rope fences here. And I get a stable. Finally, yeah, I should have had those sheep breeding earlier. These are like the minor improvements that minor improvements is a bad word, but these are the minor relative gains that I should be getting to be having an advantage over my opponents, which I'm not really getting at the moment, unfortunately. But I'm not unhappy with where this game is at. I have enough clay to renovate to clay house. I have a nice amount of stone that can go towards a well or a stone oven. I can even build pottery. Like pottery would be totally fine for me to build. Especially because Payne has enough clay to reno right now. And Fiscus, yeah, there's lots of clay available. With Lumen not building any rooms, there's just lots of resources available generally. Yeah, if family growth was round 5, I'd be pretty confident in my chances to win this game. But family growth coming round 7 and Lumen getting the first room means that he's definitely in pole position. And Fiscus did get his 3 wood, 1 clay, 1 food. Good for him. Good for him. So I have 2 more cards I can throw away with my Village Head, Smuggler, and Storage Shed. I think neither are going to be worth anything for me. Grain Elevator, even though Grain Elevator isn't going to be allowed to accumulate, Grain Elevator for 1 extra grain is worth it. It's an extra 2 points. So it's 2 wood to 2 points, which is a totally fine conversion, especially because there's plenty of wood available in this game. There's been Good Friend, there's been Lumen not building a wood room, there's the Peace Worker play. Payne plays Baker, okay. So that's good for his, kind of gets his feeding under control. There is going to be 2 cattle available next round. So if I could stay start player, that would be pretty nice. I could reno pottery here. Yeah. Yeah, it's not awful. Okay. Let's do it. And I'll toss Smuggler to the board to get a read. And then I can get a food and a clay next round. So I need a bunch of wood. I do need to start taking wood, but wood shouldn't be all that valuable to my opponents at this point. Like Payne doesn't need much more wood. Lumen doesn't need much more wood. It's mostly just Fiscus and he doesn't even need that much. He's got 3 more coming in from his Good Friend and from his delivery man. So yeah, it's mostly just me that needs wood at this point. So I might be left with a choice between 2 cattle and 6 wood. And what am I supposed to take there? I have petting zoo, so getting pairs of animals is especially important when having petting zoo. On the other hand, 6 wood will let me actually hold those animals earlier. But petting zoo doesn't value cattle as highly as it does sheep and boar. I just need 1 cattle. And I have the fireplace, so cooking like higher value stuff is not really worth as much to me as well. I think the key will be that I will have like 4 really good actions. Okay, there's the 2 cattle gone, never mind. Well, I'll still have some good actions. 3 wood, family growth, 2 cattle. All of those will be, or 6 wood, family growth, 2 cattle. All of those are excellent actions. Even 4 wood is good. 6 clay is good with the pottery in my hand now. Yeah, so I have stuff that I can do. Yeah, I guess with the petting zoo, with the fact that I want to play out my miners for Cactus Farmer, I do need the wood. This is start player to Willery's Garden for Payne. So I'll be interested to see what his first move is. I'll grab a food and a clay. I get a room from my hut builder. So the way my farm's looking now is I'm only going to want 2 fields and then the rest 15 fences. My feeding for this harvest is already set, so I think I'm in a good spot. Six wood. I think I have to take the 6 wood here. Growing 1 round later is a little sad, but I think there's quite a good chance that I get 2 cattle back now. And if I get 2 cattle, then I think it's worth it. Although I can't even hold the 2 cattle. I guess the cattle is only good if I family growth there. Oh man, this is hard. This is a hard game. But also my rent keeper. Ooh, rent keeper's a thing. I could be going for a stone house now. If I can get a stone house in round 12, that gets me 2 extra resources round 13, 14, assuming that I do my 5th family growth in round 14. That is an option. Maybe I should be doing that. So I can village head 1 more stone from storage shed. I could. So what would the sequence be? It would be village head, toss storage shed, 3 stone, and reno. Yeah, it's too many actions because I wouldn't be able to feed in that case because I would end up eating my last reed. But I think I can take the 3 stone. You know what? I only need 1 more food, don't I? No, I need more than 1 more food. Never mind. 3 stone. Yeah, you know what? Renovating to a stone house here seems good because rent keeper will start paying off more. And then I can turn my fireplace into a cooking hearth. Yeah, it looks fine. There's Master Fencer, of course, yeah. Yep, so I wonder if... Oh no, I had Fencer in my last pack, didn't I? Or, no, I did pass Fencer because I saw Conservator in my last pack. That's what it is. So Lumen probably plays Fencer, I would expect. Fiscus grabbing the clay. Makes sense. So in order for me to get an extra, so I would lose out on a reed here, but I would get an extra from, like, I would lose out on a reed, which would mean that I would have to eat a sheep, but I would get an extra building resources compensation. I think that's not worth it. I think it's going to be better for me to reno next round. So if I'm going to reno next round, 3 reed is the move. 1 more reed for renovation, plus 2 for rope fences. Yeah. So 8 CRF is my feeding. I finally get to breed my sheep. And then I get a food and a reed probably at the start of next round. Or do I want food and a wood instead? The wood's not really relevant until round 14. because I won't need, yeah. So food and a reed, yeah. The wood's not relevant until I try to play petting zoo. Okay, that looks fine. I guess I could have thrown away grain elevator too, but if I throw away grain elevator, then I guess the second grain from grain elevator is only worth something if I get to play. It's only worth something if I get a sow action, which it's not looking all that likely at this point. So what? So that means that I'm only playing grain elevator for the stable, which is fine. I mean, 2 wood for a point is a fine play, I think. Like, it's totally defensible. Alright, let's see what that round 12 action is. Family growth. That's good for Lumen. I mean, Pain will take it, but it's still good for Lumen. Because Lumen's got all his plowing done. He wants the rest of us to compete for plowing. Because there's only 5 plow actions remaining in the game. His is all done. I need 2. Pain wants as many as he can get on the plow and field space. Fiscus wants as many. Well, Fiscus only really wants 1 more. So I'll have to fight for it, but I should be able to get them all done. Plus, I get a food and a reed from my thing. Absinthe to 1 wood. So I'm playing an action. My action should be plow a field. I think Reno looks safe. So let's get my plowing done. Although fencing is good as well. Although Pain's done his fencing. I think the plow is fine. Makes my next plow action much less. I have to worry about it a lot less. Yeah, Pain's got his fencing totally done. So next 2 actions, Reno and family growth. And with family growth, I play grain elevator. I guess I could play storage shed instead of grain elevator. I could throw away grain elevator and just play storage shed. Yeah, that's fine. Toss grain elevator. I guess storage shed is not worth anything then. Storage shed is just as good as tossing it with village head. Because storage shed would only trigger off of petting zoo. Should I fence here? The only relative improvement I would get more stuff out of my rent keeper if I reno before here. I'm thinking about fencing is what I'm thinking about. Yeah, you know what? I should fence. So rope fences is giving me 8, and then I need to pay 7. Rope fence. So now I have lots of space for nice pairs of animals. And then my last action can be family growth, petting zoo. Yeah, I can save my last action for something else. Yeah, that looks fine. And petting zoo gets me another thing. I could go for well plus. If I could get the well, how good would that be? Like if I built the well here instead of petting zoo, that would be pretty strong, eh? if I could do both, especially because Fiscus needs stone. It would be dangerous. You know what? I'm going to go for it. I'm going to build the well here. 1 and 3. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's fine. So I can take I could even take a stone here from my next, how much more stone do I need? A bit. So if I toss 1 stone, okay, let's think about this. So if I toss a stone, or sorry, if I village head 1 stone, and then I get a stone, get 2 stone, yeah, that's not enough. So I would have to village head 2 stone, which would be grain elevator and storage shed, which is doable. Grain village head 2 stone, yeah. And then I could get a clay and a reed in round 14, assuming I renoed. Yeah, okay, maybe this might be my path. Like, maybe I need the points. I think I need to kind of go for broke a little bit here. Absinthe on plow from Fiscus. I'm pretty sure Payne is just going to go on plow now because of his Tuileries Garden. Lumen played Sleeping Corner. That's good. That's him family growth next 2 rounds. Plus FS, I should say, right? Yep. Do I want plow sow? Oh, 1 wood never got taken last round, it looks like. One field. Field is 3 points. Probably worth it. Lumen's got Honeymoon. Oh, that's really good. Forgot about that card. Well, I'm pretty happy I took Plow then, because I wouldn't be getting Plow in round 14. No way Plow so and Plow would come back to me. But maybe I should have start playered there. I don't know. That's a pretty hard one. That would be a hard start player. I should get my renovation done as soon as possible. I have to push it now as soon as possible. So Fiscus is 2 actions away because he needs stone and he needs reed. And he just took family growth. So he can't pressure me, but Payne can can reno at any time. So that's a little scary. I could also just play the joinery and not reno again. Fiscus needs reedstone food and 3 stone in order to be able to get to a stone house. Take a cattle. Cattle supports my petting zoo. I'm not sure. This is hard. This end of the game is really hard. I'm not sure what the right choices are. Vegetable is worth something for me. Green is worth something for me. Boar, of course. There's 8 clay on the board. 8 clay is absolutely worth something for me. Yeah, there's the fencer. No surprise from Lumen. I don't know if I highlighted that earlier, but I expected that he had it. Unusual fencing pattern. I guess this is the way Master Fencer lets you fence. Oh no, he did that himself. Huh, weird. I guess he gets more payouts out of his fencer this way, even though it leaves him with 2 spaces. But you know what? He likes, he will like Plowsow, because Plowsow will be like a 3 or 4 point action for him. 1, 2, 3. 3-point action, maybe a 4th with the food. He just needs as many 3-point actions as he can get. I could build the joinery, and then my 2-point actions, all my actions in round 14 would be worth 2 points, basically. I don't know. Okay, what did Fiscus just do? He just did sow, and Payne has stone. So Payne is setting himself up to Reno twice. So I should be setting myself up to Reno twice. Or to Reno this round. To pressure it at least. I should set myself up so that Fiscus cannot Reno. Sorry, that's the way I should say that. If I take 2 stone, Fiscus cannot Reno, barring something very unforeseen. So I should be fine now to get Reno in round 14. It can be Reno anything, really. I mean, I'd be okay with Reno joinery. So here's a question. With how many 2-point actions I have, should I family growth here? Or should I family growth next round? If I don't family growth here, I get an extra food and a resource, which is nice. So I assume this is Reno plus joinery. So Payne is going to have 1 stone. He's going to be 1 stone short. Does he have a way of getting stone? He does have 1 more action. Okay. So I should take boar. I'm feeding a sheep, a reed. Or I could reno storage shed. The joinery is gone. So yeah, I think reno is the answer. So 4 food, a reed, and a sheep to feed. And my tenant farmer, or my owner, rent keeper is now dead. But that's fine. It did a lot for me. So I can toss for grain elevator. I can toss grain elevator to get my 5th stone. And play petting zoo. Petting zoo can get me a reed or a clay, whichever is worth more. Probably reed. Yeah, definitely reed. Reed will be 3 food. Clay, I'll have plenty of reasons to take clay anyways. If I can get 2 boar, that's probably the best move that could come to me. Because I'm expecting Lumen, Plow, Sow, and then Fiscus. Actually, what is Fiscus gonna do? Is he gonna... he doesn't need defense. Lumen will family growth with his last action, I expect. Fisk is fenced? Okay, that's fine. That's good, actually. That's really good. So then, just as long as Payne doesn't take the 2 boar, which I don't think he will, 2 sheep are better for him. Unless he thinks he's competing with me for a reno action. No, Plowfield, of course, yeah, with that Tuileries Garden. Nice. So that's good. That's a nice 3, maybe 4-point action with Petting Zoo. So I want to take 3 points from Clay. I want to reno and then take food probably the rest of the way. So taking reed might not be food, but traveling players will be food. Cattle would be food. Yeah, because I'm probably going to get a reed from Storage Shed when I play Petting Zoo. And I'll get a stable from Petting Zoo as well. Maybe I should do that with my next action. It's a pretty big difference. It's like a 3 food and a point difference. Whether I get that reno, which reno space I get. And I don't think the rest of my actions will be all that contested. 2 points. I have a whole bunch of 2-point moves. Probably this is a 2-point move. The crops are 2-point moves. Yeah. Lumen's out of actions, which certainly helps. He has a nice farm. This is like a high 40s farm, like 47, 48, but it's not going to be enough to beat me, I don't think. Or, well, I don't know about that, actually. I shouldn't say that. So, Petting Zoo, get a stable, get a reed. Disc, grain, elevator, to get S. Plus R, stable. Yeah, so I just get a lot of value out of that action. Just a lot of value. And the Petting Zoo comes out, which is good. So then 3 clay, vegetable, travel players, something like that for my final 3 moves. Petting Zoo says I definitely don't want to eat any, or eat at most 1 sheep. So if I'm not going to eat at most, then probably not eating any is worth it. Same thing with boar. Fortunately, I don't think the crops are that good for my opponents. Like Payne wants to reno. Payne wants to reno. Okay, he's taking grain. That's fine. Totally fine. I would expect his last move is definitely joinery, so reno and joinery are his 2 remaining moves. So then what are Fiscus' remaining moves? Does he have an occupation he wants to play? Vegetable is not worth any points for him, so I don't have to compete with him there. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this move is totally... I guess he might need to eat something. No, eating sheep is fine for him. Although he does need 2 more, doesn't he? Yeah, he needs 2 food no matter where he goes. Alright. I think I've convinced myself that traveling players is the way to go. Yeah, so then I do 10 clay and 3 reed, or 10 clay and 1 vegetable as my remaining moves. So I end up with a minus on the grain spot, which is kind of funny considering I was thinking about maybe feeding with stone oven. But Payne actually put the drunkard to work. Sorry, there's some noise with my window open because I live by a street. Payne actually put the drunkard to work here. thanks to Peace Worker. But it took a lot of cards to combine, and I'm honestly not that convinced it was worth it for him. It's like I'm pretty skeptical. I guess Pain might take 3 read, because it's 3 grain for him with popcorn. Fiscus takes the wood. Okay, so we're going to see Fiscus build stables with his final move. So yeah, there were a bunch of different lines I could have taken in this game. Like, I could have pushed the earlier Stone Reno, but I think, like, fencing, like, I always come back to it. Like, fencing, knowing, I think a big skill in this game, and I don't even know if I did it right, knowing when to fence is an incredibly important part of this game. Because if you don't know when to fence, then you can easily get shut out, and you get shut out from animals, too. And like that fence action towards the end is just like so important. I think what I have done is right. Let's grab my 3 points and 2 food. General Crix, it was worth it because Payne's MO is to try to make weird strats work lol. Yeah. Yeah, you're totally right, General Crix. Yes, that is his MO. You are absolutely right about that. And Fiscus is playing Polymorph. I did think about Polymorph, but why? It's only 1 more point here. I guess it's food as well. It's points and food with 1 action. But yeah, that's a pretty ugly Polymorph. Not having like Loom or Shear or anything like that. And Payne doesn't actually get his move here, so I get my vegetable. I could also take Reed, but Reed is only 1 point. Vegetable is 2 points. So, nice. Fiscus says, I don't think I used that well. Lumen says 3 stables seem better. Yeah, I would agree. So Reed, clay, 5 food to feed. So then I breed. -1 of each of those. And then my petting zoo is a 3-point card. So I have whatever I score plus 3. And it's 54, which is pretty monstrous. Yeah, Lumen, what did Lumen score? Not that high. Oh, his honeymoon is included, only 44. Jeez, I destroyed. Oh man, I didn't realize how far ahead I was from Lumen. I thought Lumen would have had more points. I guess he doesn't have that many improvement points. So what do I score? Whoa, 54, 44, 37, 41. GG. Yeah, pretty monstrous. Having access to that first sheep grab was really good. Getting Hut Builder. Hut Builder might have been the best occupation in this game. Wood Collector might have been a very close second. Having Payne pass me those good occupations so he could take his weird or bad occupations. Again, my minor improvements are all fantastic. Yeah, I just very, very, very strong position. My feeding, you know what? This rent keeper with double building, oof, that was pretty good. And the fact that I got the well and to a stone house, that's like the clincher. That's the real clincher. General Crick says grats, and Shark the Saiyan says GG. Thank you to both you guys. Pretty pleased with how that worked. I mean, I think I benefited from Payne doing his weird stuff, like he likes to do. Like he did a lot of work to set up this drunkard combo, but it wasn't worth enough for him. Like he needed Apple Picker to be gaining extra value on the grain space. Honestly, I think he was making a mistake not pieceworking every round. Like he should have pieceworked every time, because even if you just turn that grain back into raw food, then that's fine. But if it gives you any extra grain to sow or to bake or whatever, yeah. I don't think you needed Tuileries Garden with this strategy. It's not the way I would have gone with it, but yeah. I mean, I certainly was in a good spot to receive. Lumen says classic unnecessary start player spam by Payne. I tend to agree. I mean that the round one start player was pretty questionable, we will say. I think it was quite questionable, as well as the at the end of the game too. I think it's just that he is doing his game plan and he just says what he does whatever he thinks he needs to make his game plan work. Like yeah. But I was in a pretty strong position. Even though I grew third, right? Or did I grow? I grew fourth. When did I grow? I grew here, and then here, and then here. Or did I grow in the third round it was available? I don't remember. But yeah, I mean, I have good occupations, I have good actions. Getting the early sheep was huge. That early 6 food to let me use my writing desk to just power my game forward was really big. So, pretty nice. Pretty nice. And then Village Head ended up doing something. 3 resources. You know, that plus Rent Keeper gave me a lot of flexibility on my resources, which was good. So, I mean, 10-point win. Hard to say too much about that. I think I probably got some help, I will say, from Payne, especially in the draft. So, for those of you guys watching live on Twitch, thank you very much. If you're watching on YouTube, follow me on Twitch so you, like these guys, can send GG messages at the end of the game. Otherwise, thank you very much for watching. Hope you've enjoyed this little video. And I might stream tomorrow. It'll depend. I have some errands I need to run tomorrow. But I think my goal will be to play in the afternoon tomorrow. Probably a bit earlier than I started today. What time did I start today? Like 2 hours ago? It's like 5:30. So I'll probably start earlier Eastern time in the afternoon. But I'm not sure. We'll see. But yeah, that's all for me. We'll see you next time.